Yo, what's up guys, it's P9 back at it again and welcome to a new video. Most of you will probably know that over the years Unturned had several versions that not only improved the look of the game, but also added tons of new features to the game. With Unturned 2, also called 4.0, we will get the fourth major version of Unturned as we know it today. But how did Unturned exactly become Unturned? What still a bunch of people don't know is that almost 6 years ago, on January 1st, 2013, a game called Deadzone got released in Roblox by a user called Deadzone, which at the time was Nelson's nickname. The game quickly gained a huge amount of popularity and was loved by hundreds of thousands of players in the Roblox community. The goal of the game was quite simple: you had to loot, kill zombies and players, and basically survive. Later on, when Nelson was working on Deadzone 2, he decided to stop developing the game and leave the platform Roblox. In his statement to why he decided to leave, he criticized Roblox for only caring about their favorite players, but not about fundamental bugs that would consistently break the game throughout updates. Another main reason to why he left is that people would just take games on Roblox, copy them, republish them and claim that as their own. In August 2013, Nelson then changed his name from Deadzone to Greg Stevens and started working from scratch on a new, much more advanced version of Deadzone, which is today known as Unturned 1.1 or Unturned II. At that time, Nelson was only 16 years old. 1 year later, on the 7th of July 2014, Unturned's second version Unturned 2.0 got released on Steam and quickly became one of the most played early access games at the time. A few months later, in September 2014, Nelson announced Unturned 3.0, which he's still working on until this date. On July 7, 2017, exactly 3 years after the first Steam release, Nelson decided to then release the game. From that date on, it was officially out of early access. The reason for that was that Nelson was planning on working on a new version which would be developed on the much more optimized game engine Unreal Engine. On November 2017, Nelson posted Unturned 4.0 gameplay for the very first time, also known as the Devlog 1, and it got an incredible amount of attention and built up a hype. Nelson's idea was to put all the knowledge he gained throughout the years of developing and create a much more optimized and more advanced game. In October 2018, the very first test version of Unturned got released to just a handful of people, such as Unturned forum moderators. A few days later, on the 2nd of November 2018, more people such as active forum members and content creators got to test and review the first Unturned 2 version, which is the vehicle demo. That was a quick summary of the history of Unturned, and I will now get into each of these versions and test the cars to see how much they have improved over the years. Enjoy. So Deadzone closed, and it wasn't really a surprise that more and more people modified or copied the game and published it as their own game. So since I can't get into the original Deadzone anymore and all the remastered and copied version, they don't even get close to what Deadzone once was, I found this video by this YouTuber called Vortex Gaming. If you want to check his channel out, I will leave his channel in the description. And here we can see what cars in Deadzone looked like. They were pretty much just like very small and like very clunky. There was basically no animation. It was like a solid object that you just drove around. For example, we here have a police car, it looks like, and as you can see, you can't even roadkill zombies. Like the zombies, they just glitch over you. I also heard that sometimes your car just glitches into walls and you can sometimes drive through walls and all that good stuff, so it was very laggy. There's not really much to say to the cars. All I can say about the cars in Deadzone is that you needed a gas can in your inventory. Like, you didn't fill in the fuel from the gas can itself, you just had it in your inventory and this is how you powered your car. With Unturned 1 there also came a km/h and fuel overlay in the top right. Right now it does say 0 km/h, which is a glitch, I'm guessing. The version I'm using here is a modified version of the game. Vehicles and multiplayer doesn't even work in the original one anymore, so someone had to modify it to get it to work again. Everything else is the same, it's basically just the cars that got repaired. Apparently the km/h display is still glitched and bugged, so I can't really see how fast the car is. I also noticed that the cars, they don't have sound. I'm guessing this is also because I used this modified version. But as we can see here, the vehicle physics are actually better than in 3.0, which kinda scares me. I mean, they aren't perfect, don't get me wrong, they're still very weird, but they're definitely better than in 3. Like, the car doesn't like freak around and freak up. I'm wondering that all the time. Like, it seems like every single version has a better car physics than Unturned 3. In Unturned 1 you can also find a gas can. You can just pick up the fuel from the gas stations. It's very hard to find a drivable car in Unturned 1 because there's so many cars on the map and most of them are just props, like actual objects on the map, not cars, and you can't really tell the difference until you press like F to enter the vehicle. But other than that, nothing has really changed so far. Unturned 2 was the first Unturned that had only first person, not only the normal gameplay but also the vehicles. As we saw in Unturned 1, the driving was kind of like a third person thing. So on this one it's first person only, and the cars actually feel like cars now. You can also see that the speed and the fuel is in the bottom center now. You can overrun zombies now. In Unturned 2 you can use your headlights, switch seats, and honk. Also there's a blowtorch that you can use to repair your vehicle. And the physics were actually pretty good, to be honest. They were not bad at all. The issue though is that the cars didn't have animations yet, so it kind of felt like they don't even drive, they just move so far. But as long as you sit in the vehicle, it actually feels like driving. To everyone that's watching you driving, it kind of feels like you're just sliding. Just like in Unturned 1 you can find gas cans and fill it with fuel to then fill the car. Cars aren't really rare in Unturned 2 and there's no steely wheelies like in 3, so Unturned 2 was probably the easiest Unturned to find cars in. With Unturned 3, a bunch of new features got added to the cars. We can see how fast we are and how much fuel we have in our car in the bottom right, but now we can also see how damaged our vehicle is. We can unlock and lock our cars. There's steely wheelies that you can use to steal other people's cars. You can now craft jerrycans. You can use the first and the third perspective while driving a car. The cars now have animations such as the tires. There's also batteries that got added to the game. Every vehicle starts with a battery. If you leave your headlights on while not being in the car, the battery starts to die. There's actually no way to repair those batteries. You have to find a new battery from a new car. Every car needs a battery to work. Another feature is that you can now pop tires just by shooting at them. You can find tires in mechanic locations. You can also find socket wrenches that you can use to take tires off. Every car now also has a trunk space that you can put items in. But what makes Unturned 3 cars to probably the worst cars is the vehicle physics. You can drive over the smallest rock and your car will freak out and bounce around like it's on LSD. Last but not least, we have Unturned 2, the upcoming new Unturned version. First Unturned that's not going to be based on the Unity game engine, it's going to be the Unreal Engine 4. A way better, a way more optimized game engine. At the time uploading this video, there's just a vehicle demo out, so everything I say might be very different in the future and there will probably be way more cool things that cars will have. The current cars, they look way better than every car in every game before. I think everyone can agree with that. You now manually have to turn on your engine and you can also turn it off. You don't have your speed displayed on the HUD anymore, you have it actually in your car on the display. You can now open windows and close them again. You can switch seats. You're able to turn on the right or the left or both blinkers. You can now, and that's the first time in Unturned history, you can now drift in Unturned, which is pretty cool. Also for the first time it feels like you're actually driving a car this time. There's like actual physics. You can like fall, you can stretch the ground with your car. It's actually a car now. If another player gets on your car, he will not like just be static and the car will just drive whilst the player is just standing still and he will just fall down eventually. Now players can stand on the car while you're driving, so you can have two people with a Hell's Fury in their hands doing a drive-by, just taking out people. It's gonna be so cool, like I'm really looking forward to that. But overall the cars feel very amazing. Something I can confirm being on Nelson's to-do list is adding animations for horn beeping, and you will also be able to break the car tires and also repair the tires, like swap them out as well. I also found this picture in Nelson's devlog showing someone holding a gun while driving. So what Nelson also said is that you will be able to basically hold a gun that you can hold with one hand, not like a minigun or a rocket launcher, but like a pistol you can hold in your hand. You can do drive-bys, you can shoot while driving. It is pretty cool. I'm really excited how this will turn out. In my opinion, you should have like a very low accuracy when doing this, cause otherwise it can be really OP. But that's something I'm really looking for. That's it with the video, guys. That was all cars from all the versions. I know I didn't include Unturned Early Alpha, which is a version between Unturned 1.1 and the Roblox version, Deadzone, but I didn't find that much. I just found like 1 or 2 videos and that's it. I couldn't like really get any information of that, and also there was like no cars I've seen anyone driving. Basically Unturned Early Alpha turned to Unturned 1.1. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys want to see more of this stuff, let me know in the comments. Let me know what I can do next. This time it was the evolution of cars or the history of cars or whatever. Next time it can be something else. Let me know in the comments what you want to see. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done it yet. And see you in the next video. Bye.